Great. So you talked about and a lot of experience that you have overseas, right? I wanted to also touch upon the topic of what's happening in India. Are there any policy changes that you need from the government? How has been the adoption in India? What you see, for example, you talk about this digitization in Amsterdam, or now you've taken up the entire Netherlands. What's happening in India? What are the changes you want? What are you looking for?
Sure. No, India, of course, is always, been a different market when it comes to geospatial. While India is one of the best suppliers globally to the geospatial world, and I've been around for 25 years. India has really been a powerhouse when it comes to supplying very good geospatial information and services across the globe. As a user, we see only the last few years things opening up, which is a very positive sign. The whole bit of Navic coming into play, high resolution maps now being available, or at least we can now map the country, which we couldn't do. It's sort of getting privatized. So I see a lot of interesting opportunities in India, and some of the stuff that we are doing overseas can definitely be brought into the country. One example is, we've been contracted by the Dutch cadastre, and that's one of the best in the world, to improve their positional accuracy, dimensional accuracy, and geodetic accuracy from 15 centimeter to 5 centimeter, which means if you have a piece of property between you and your neighbor, right, there's only going to be a 5 centimeter of plus or minus when it comes to your common wall, which is unheard of in a place like India, right? Or when you buy a piece of land, you'll be buying that kind of, with those dimensional accuracies, and actually the area of that piece of land with 5 centimeter accuracy. The most interesting part about this project is we are not doing any new flying, we are not doing any new capture. There's no aerial images here. There is no survey happening here. We have taken data which is more than over the last, I would say, 150-year-old data, right? Over the years, there have been journals of data which have been created by actual surveyors who have surveyed the land and actually scribbled their survey information on hand sketches. So we have 3 sets of data sets. One which are hand sketches, field sketches which have survey data, dimensional data, and all kind of notations there. Then you have second level, which have some bit of more information that is more geometric, and then you have the latest CAD data, which is made in CAD environment. Right, all that information is on those drawings and all those maps. Now we are making sense out of it by actually digitizing that data using OCR technology, using AI/ML, and actually digitizing all that data, and then creating the entire. We have 3 reference systems, right? Obviously, when you talk about creating a cadastral map, it's all about reference systems. So we have to now refer to 3 reference systems, and then make sure that we create a complete network of the entire cadastre to make sure that all the properties are now dimensionally accurate, are geodetically accurate, and geographically accurate, right? And all this is being done using latest AI/ML, deep sciences, deep learning technology, and creating the entire fabric, the whole cadastral fabric. And to me, that's one of the biggest advantages, because let's say you go to a landowner. Now take the same situation here in India. We're talking about the National Land Records Management Program, where we said we're going to redigitize everything or digitize everything by actually just scanning all the land record, but also then flying and creating new set of maps. But how will a farmer or a landowner accept that if you go tell him that this is your new property and now we've done everything through high resolution photographs or survey? The challenge always remains, because they're all used to referring to the old maps, and and earlier they were only being used for I would say auxiliary maps, just for references. But if you're able to digitize the actual core maps over hundreds of years, right, and be able to make a system out of it, to me the acceptance of that is going to be much higher than creating a new set of data and creating confusion, right? So something like that, to me, can create a lot of value, can deliver a lot of value to India. And the good news is the Dutch cadastre followed the Indian cadastre system. The survey system that is used in India is what is being followed by there. So the whole system can really work in our country, right? Now, talking about advancements, today, if we have to do a real estate transaction, of course you have digital maps, but what they do is they go and they look at the boomi and look at all that, then they finally take a printout of it, then they'll go to a lawyer, they put all your title deeds, records management, and finally it is quasi digital, but ultimately it's still an analog system working the whole transaction. But to me, advancements will be, and talk about digital transformation or geospatial transformation, where you can do the entire transaction, be it searching for a piece of property, doing the entire validation on your deeds titles, in a digital world, being able to transact that on the digital world, and do everything like you're doing with your stocks today, right? From moving from, if you look at, take an example of your shares, which you had to have physical shares, and now in demat model. Imagine tomorrow if you can do that with properties in India, where you can do everything end to end, the entire transaction, your mutation, your gifting of land, all the transaction digitally in the environment, completely seamlessly, right? With all data being very authentic, right? To me, that will be really an advancement that we can leapfrog into as a country. So,
Right. Thank you so much for answering all the questions. For the benefit of audience, right? We only have 30 minutes podcast and we can't cover everything. I just want to invite each one of you to come to the round table. You can have more interactions with Bobbie and his team. Will be there to answer your questions. So as a closing remark, Bobbie, anything you would like to add in terms of the geospatial industry in general, and for the audience benefit, you would like to add anything as a closing remark?
no, I'm very happy. I'm blessed to be a part of this industry. That's all I know. Over the years, I've seen the whole industry transform. I think we are at the cusp of the iceberg now in the whole transformation. The industry used to be very closed. It's all opened up now. People are seeing a lot of value in what we are doing. So I would encourage a lot of people who are thinking about getting into the industry, students, to please embrace this industry. There's lots happening here. The scope for in terms of careers, or in terms of starting new companies, or building your entire life around maps is definitely can't be a better time now. So I would definitely recommend to others who are thinking about doing it. I'm also happy to see a lot of the institutions and governments taking the initiative now, especially in India, with all the new policies that are coming in. So that's again opening up a lot of opportunities. Then you see the disruption in sensor technologies. You're seeing talking about the location sensors. You're talking about the scanners. You're talking about iPads and iPhones now having time of flight technology, where you can actually digitize, you can actually capture information from your own personal devices. So a lot of disruption happening. Can't be a better time to be in this industry. So I would encourage everybody to be a part of it.
Thank you so much, Bobbie, for patiently answering all my questions. So for the benefit of audience, once again, I would like to repeat, 26th of July at 10 a.m. we have the start of this roundtable at MSRIT. The registration details and the venue details, everything is available from the LinkedIn handle of IITTNiF. So please visit and register yourself. Thank you so much once again, Bobbie. And thank you, audience, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Varad. Thank you for having me over. Thank you.